So my name is Levis, and I want to ask you a few questions. And the first question is, what does time means to you?
So I'm Paulina, and that's Sam. And the first question is, what does time mean to you?
Oh, I'm Shannon, and this is Mako. You can make it louder like that. And we want to ask you, what does time mean to you?
I guess time means to me like in a hurry, I guess. I don't know, like you're trying to run fast.
I think ticking.
Time is everything to
Tick-tock,
me.
tick.
If I don't have
Yeah.
enough time, I kind of go crazy.
Time means a way of understanding change.
Yeah, time means nothing. It just means that you have.
I think it's an
I don't know,
amalgam.
I don't know.
So our past, we have the opportunity to. We can't really recreate it, but we can consider it and then make choices for the present, and then which leads us to better choices for the future.
Bullying. There's the bully, and then there's the victim. I was the victim. It all started in 7th grade. It all happened so quickly, from one day to the next. I was hated by people who I thought were my friends, who I thought cared about me, who I thought loved me. I was confused. Why did they all give me those piercing looks? What did I do? I passed a couple of my old friends in the hall one day. They leaned in, snickering. I ran to the bathroom crying. What did I do to deserve this? I didn't want to go back to class. I stayed in the bathroom until I heard the ringing of a bell. Called my mom and told her to come pick me up. I wasn't feeling well. This continued for a couple of weeks. Eventually, my mom realized that something wasn't quite right. I talked to her about it. She was the only person who was willing to listen.
Listen to me. The first thing I want you to know about me is that I have a wonderful family. A strong father, a loving, although sometimes strict mother, and a sweet little sister. I was and am half American and half Japanese. I was also a military child. I was born in Reston, Virginia, where I lived in a small townhouse in a nice neighborhood. I moved with my family 4 years later to a small village called Abbotsripton in England. There were farms and brooks and little forests. It was always drizzling, and I liked it that way. It was beautiful, and I loved it. But in 5 years, we moved again to Stuttgart, Germany. It was hard to adjust, and when I'd finally fit in, we moved yet again to Japan. My life was like a traveling car, never allowed to park for very long, always driving along this long, long road.
Loss of parents might, so far, be the worst experience someone can ever have in life. But it can be even worse if the victim is poor and lacks societal care. I lost my dad before I was even born, and my mother followed him in 2003, leaving me with my grandmother and my niece. With help and encouragement from my grandmother, I took over the roles of caring for my family. Only 10 years old at that time, I started working to support my family. At the same time, I had to find out school fees. I went around any rich person I can possibly meet and asked them to pay for us. Sometimes it worked. In other times, it was very disappointing. Being insulted, getting promises which were never fulfilled, being chased by dogs, and so on. While going through circumstances like these, most of the children will quit school and work in order to get the basic needs, something which most probably they won't achieve, leading them to go a step further. That step might be stealing, selling drugs, etc. But through persistence and perseverance, I decided to struggle for both, our education and basic needs. Achieving the two was incredibly hard, and it's even harder to explain how it happened in such a few words.
I was born in Chengdu, China in 1996. Since I was born, my mother has worked at a non-government organization. That made her travel all the time. She's a woman who has a global view. When she heard about the Globe Leadership Forum from her friend who also worked at a non-government organization, she told me about the Globe Leadership Forum. She wanted me to know more about the world. She knows that the world will be coming together. So this is the reason why I'm here. My family, my mother, my past is inside me. Imagines driving me today.
My past has shaped my present and will shape my future. Every experience has made me who I am today. Having family all over the world has given me the privilege to travel. In 2008, I went to Kenya and was astounded by the amount of poverty. Experiencing other cultures has helped me be more aware of global issues and the need for the international community to help each other. This has brought me here to the Global Leadership Forum, which will greatly influence my actions in the future. My past has shaped my present and will shape my future.
The bullying got to the point where my mom and I decided it'd be better for me to switch schools. We chose a public school because along with the bullying, the tuition at my old school was getting way too expensive. There were about 380 people in my 9th grade class, 95% African Americans, 4% Caucasians, 1% other. I am one of those 4%. It was hard at first. There were fistfights every day, people doing everything they could to get into various gangs. I was terrified. Now I see, though, that the bullying that drove me to this new school actually benefited me in many ways. Instead of being stuck in an expensive private school where everything is perfect, I got to experience the exact opposite. Gangs are just bigger versions of bullies. Now I'm at the Global Leadership Forum, wanting to learn how to make my new public school less violent. Thank you, bullies, for opening my eyes to a new world, a world where I can make a difference.
There are many things about moving around the world that were hard for me, but in the bigger picture, I believe that I benefited in so many ways. I saw so many breathtakingly beautiful sights that I will never ever forget in my entire life. I grew to appreciate the differences and all the amazing qualities of the places and people I had seen. But most of all, I had made brilliant friends. It's strange that even though I only knew them for a few years, we made the strongest bonds and shared so much. In fact, I think that it is because I only knew them for such a short time that we were able to love each other that much. It's the same as when you fly on the airplane for a couple of hours and you end up telling your life story to the stranger sitting next to you. The fact that you will most likely never see that person again generates this trust that is hard to explain. That is how I grew up, and it has affected my life in every way. If I had never traveled, then I would probably never have ever cared about other places outside of home. But I did, and my interests brought me here, to the Global Leadership Forum. My past has brought me to this moment, which will in turn carry me to the future.
But throughout our all time together, and mostly on her deathbed, my mother kept telling me a statement, which have always worked as a driving force of my life. The statement was, "My son, us, your parents, have been born poor. We have lived in poverty all our lives, and most probably, we will die poor. The only reason for that is we are uneducated, so do not let that happen to you." This statement was telling me that your past, present, and future are all changeable. They are all upon you. I looked at myself as a great person who is just in a poor environment, and I believed that I'm destined for greatness in an even richer environment. I then asserted that my past, poor as it was not a hindrance, but rather a solid foundation of the great future I will have.
Time, past, present, and future all influence each other in different ways. Our past, our present, and our future, they alone belong to us, and together they make a unique time, a total time. It is time that join us, connect our stories and ourselves to each other. In our present exists our past and the foundation of our future. We believe that we can decide our own fate, but the unfortunate truth is that many people do not have the opportunity to do so. And because of that, we see the necessity of helping each other. We see the importance of working together as a global community to create our own past, present, and future, our own unique time. Well, all this brings us to our basic question. What is the meaning of time?
Our world.
Ulimwengu wetu.
私たちの世界。
Unsere Welt.
Nuestro mundo.
我们的世界。
The voices you have heard are Paulina Hecht from Germany,
Macarena Carrasco from Argentina,
Abubakar Rashid Ali from Tanzania, East Africa,
Sam Wagner from Ithaca, New York,
朱元果 from Chengdu, China.
Shannon Carney from America and Japan. We are from the United World College, USA Global Leadership Forum.